What's up, guys? What's up? All right, we're good to go. Think only thing I'm missing is my cup of tea, but it's all right. How are we doing, people, today? Right? I thought you're doing level 1. Are you back at level 2 now? I had to shave, man, because I was down in I don't know if you guys been keeping up with all the craziness that's been happening. I actually went down to Papatoetoe High School today, so visited a few people. Some of my old colleagues and a couple of students asked me to speak to some students. So it was really, I loved it. I have to say, Nina, I mean, we didn't really do any maths, but just kind of just talked about stuff, and I think I really enjoyed it. It was surreal. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that many calculators in my life. So no, it was really cool. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Look, I know that my level 2s and level 3s are feeling a little bit of a neglect here at the moment because I've been doing so much MCAT. How do I say this? I think I'll rearrange, rearrange the times after MCAT, and then try and get a kind of like a schedule happening, so that you're not guessing and checking what we're going to have each week. So the way I'm thinking about it is like doing level 1, 2, 3, and then kind of doing the 1, 2, 3 on rotation. So we'll have like some set days and then some mixed days. No, I do live by the airport. It's pretty much going every 2 seconds. What was I gonna say? No, this is not my This is not my full-time job or presenting at schools. It's just I'm a teacher. I still teach at a school, and I had a free period, so went down and I know a few people in in Papatoetoe High School, so they kind of asked me to come by, and of course the kids asked me to come by as well. So I was like, this is cool. So that's pretty much what I ended up doing today. But hey, look, enough chitter chatter. Let's actually get on with this paper now. This today's paper is a pretty old paper. I don't think I've actually done this paper before at all, and before I start doing like parallel papers for you guys, I thought we'll actually go through some of those old papers, get that out of the way, and then we'll come back to some of the newer questions. Now, I know that 990, you're actually asking me for those graph questions, so maybe after the 5 questions that we do today, we'll actually do one of those graph questions. And one more thing I'm going to say to you guys, and this is one of the things I was saying to the kids today as well. Like, all I said was like, look, maybe the reason this is working for you guys is because you guys are here coming to learn. I think that's the difference. When we're at class, like, none of my kids listen to me. Even today, my numeracy class, I think maybe half of them listen to me, but the other half were kind of like just kind of in their own world. So anyway, let's get going. What am I going to do? 8:04. I think I'm going to give you guys about maybe 1 minute. I don't think there's really much to it, so we'll go through the answer at 8:05 p.m. So we've got, what do I got today for you guys? I've got 1 achieved, is it? No, I've got 2 achieved questions, 1 merit question, and 2 excellence. So we're doing 2 achieved, 1 merit, and 2 excellence questions today. Now, we're also looking like there's a couple of kinematics questions in there as well. Right, there you go, there's another one going. So we're going to be doing a kinematics excellence question as well. So if you find this stuff too easy and you want to come and join us later, by all means you could do that as well. See, I was just talking about neglecting my level 3s and level 2s, and they are here. I haven't seen the ICAS raid, unfortunately, so I haven't seen. I know some of our kids did it today, but I wish I had actually seen it. But all right, guys, look, we're gonna go through question 1. So remember that with calculus, especially with some people ask me, is like, is calculus easier or is different algebra easier? I always find calculus a little bit easier at level 2 because they do give a lot of kind of like fairly easy kind of differentiation questions, which if you know how to differentiate or integrate, you could actually get those achieved points fairly easily. So anyway, let's do this one here. So we've got f of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 10x plus 5, which means the gradient function, we write it as f dash of x, which is going to be 6x squared minus 10. Now, it is asking what's the gradient at the of f when x is equal to 2. So we're looking for f dash of 2. So when we do that, we're going to get 6 times 2 squared minus 10. 6 times 4 minus 10, and we're going to get 14 here. So like let me put it this way, like this one you have to get the answer full answer correct to get an achieved. Yeah, so it's a nice easy achieved questions to start off with, and I think they still do a few of these every now and then, so keep that in mind. All right, so I'm on level 3, some schools different times. So yeah, I'm having a good day, Clover. It's been a really good day today. Where's like externals, blah blah blah. Okay, what do you write on? Are you using an Apple Pencil? No, I'm just using OneNote and Surface Tablet. All right, so let's go to question B. How long do you guys think you're gonna need for this? So I reckon this one I might give you guys a couple of minutes, so we'll go through the answer at 8:09. Harper, people have different mocks at different times based on like their school timetable and so on. So yeah, 9, that was a while ago. Jeez, I need to actually put that in there somewhere. That was crazy. Now mocks are good. Mocks are good because it's like, I think with the mocks they always tend to give you tough questions, and it's actually good, guys. Like, trust me, like doing those hard questions, it actually makes you think. You get frustrated because you're like, oh man, I got a really rubbish mark, but the reality is that they actually prep you pretty good for your actual exams. Yeah, Raid, you're spot on there. What, Sukni, you already finished your mocks? Man, how'd you go with that? Were you happy with your grades, or you feel like, I gotta do a lot more work? Plus 13. Oh, it's a pleasure, King Gamer. I'm still on a high, man. Like it was such a cool little the whole thing. I really enjoyed the experience. It was really awesome. Oh, thank you for that, Raid. Really appreciate it. All right, guys, look, let's go through question B. Look, if we power through this week, we might actually let's see how we go for time. Okay, so what we've got here is we've actually got p dash of x. Now remember that this point here, this is the same thing as saying p of 2 is equal to 5. What is a constant, Sid? We'll kind of go through this. All right, so we've got p dash of x, which equals to 4 minus 6x squared. So when I integrate this, or I think you guys call it anti-differentiate at this level, I don't know why, you actually end up with 4x minus 6x to the power of 3 divided by 3, and you have to remember the plus c. All right, now Sid, you were asking what is a constant. When you integrate, you're always going to have a constant because we don't know what that number is. However, in this question, you've been given p of 2 equals to 5. So what we're going to do is substitute wherever x is as 2, and then we're going to substitute the whole p of 2 as 5. So in other words, what we've got here is 5 is equal to 4 times 2 minus 6 times 2 cubed over 3 plus c. Now if you are if you're like struggling with your basic kind of things, you can always just chuck it up in the calculator and you can actually work it out. But if not, we've just got 4 times 2, which is 8. 6 over 3 is 2, and then 2 times 8 is 16. So we've got, I think I'm getting something not right here, am I? No, that's going to be negative 8 plus c, and then c is equal to 5 plus 8. So we've got c is equal to 13, which means p of x is equal to 4x minus 6x cubed over 3 plus 13. Now of course you don't really need to do that minus 6x squared. You might have just written it as minus 2x cubed plus 13. Grades wise, I don't think this is an this is not a merit question, guys. This is just straightforward achieved question here, because all you're really doing is just integrating and then finding the finding just the c value. So this will definitely be an achieved question. It's all right, right? Like, look, don't stress too much, man. Like, we'll I'll put something out at the end. So guys, 9 normally with level 2 I've noticed that they kind of do that, but not with the algebra paper. Algebra paper, sometimes they do weird things where the questions kind of get mixed up. Same with calculus, sometimes they mix it up. Like, I know the old papers, they kept it really simple. They actually went achieved merit and excellence, but the newer papers, they've just been like a bit annoying with kind of putting randomly. But at least you can guarantee that the first question isn't achieved. All right, any questions with this particular one? I agree, Zenfi. I mean, like, it was just annoying. It was not crazy, it was just annoying, because it's like, you know, why do such a crazy question in that time span? All right, I'm assuming we're okay with this question and we can move on, because we're gonna go very quickly to merit and excellence at this rate. So here we go. We are up to, this is I believe this is a merit question here. Yeah, Jashan, if you just feel free to, like, maybe take a couple of photos and send it to my email, and and if it's something that everyone's kind of having a difficulty with, then we can actually do that on one of the live streams. By the way, this question here, how much time am I going to give you guys? It is a merit question. And I'm sorry to say this, but I think you guys can do this in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to go through this at 8:15:30. Just going to go grab some tea, guys. I'll be back. But we'll go through this question at 8:15, all right? I forgot to put the kettle on, so that's not happening. Jashan, rather than IG, chuck it on email, because I know with IG sometimes the pictures come and then they disappear, and then I've got to kind of screenshot it, and it just becomes a bit of a pain. Just send it to my email address. I'll put it up on chat. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, it'll be a massive help even if you chuck that schedule in. All right, so 8:15:30, we go through this question here. So I mean, like, I know I've done a couple of kinematics tutorial guys, but basically, you've got S, V, and A. So, and I know it's kind of a bit annoying, but you got displacement, you've got velocity, and then you've got acceleration. And so remember that, like, when you differentiate, to go this way, you've got to differentiate, and then going the opposite way, you've actually got to integrate. So for us, we've been given the distance formula, which is S is equal to 0.1 t squared plus 5t. And the question is actually asking, give the equation for the velocity of the tractor, and then use that to find the velocity of the when. So they're asking for when v equals to 8, what is t going to be? So we're going to differentiate this. So when we differentiate this, we're going to get 0.2 t plus 5. And finding expression for v and equating to 8. Yeah, so now we've just got v is equal to 8. And then we're going to go, what is t? So we've got 8 equals to 0.2 t plus 5. Rearrange this. We're going to get 8 minus 5 is equal to 0.2 t. And then 0.2 t is equal to 3. And t is equal to 3 divided by 0.2. So t is equal to 15 seconds. Now, I'm not going to lie, like, this question, back in the day, when I say back in the day, this is 2012, this paper, this was actually a merit question. So to find the value of t was actually a merit. I haven't looked at the recent papers, and I'm not sure whether this question will now be considered still a merit. I need to double check that. 91262. Just have to remember, like, which year the schedule is. Maybe I'll look at like 2020, because it was really weird, because like back then, like, they just started changing questions. Oh, maybe it is. No, this type of question, GF2 is 9J. Yeah, it looks like this might still be a merit question. So yeah, so that's actually worth a merit. And then for the achieved part, we're looking at just here. This line here, getting up to there is going to be an achieved. Any questions with that, guys, or are we happy to move on? Saw a question pop up. How do you know when that they want it, when they say? How do you know they want t when they find v? Sid. So if you look at the question here, it actually says when the velocity of the tractor is 8. So when generally means that you're looking for at a time when it equals to 8. Did my stream actually die? What's happening here? Oh wow. Okay, something's happened, but that's fine. Okay, everything's good for you guys. Because yeah, I think my screen on my feed has just gone completely black. But okay, that's fine. Makes sense. You got me to uni. All good, Yakaji. No, stream is all good. How do you know when to differentiate or not? So Shalayo, if you have a look at this little thing that I've done on the side here in the pink box, That pink box there is telling me that when you want to go from distance to velocity, you've got to differentiate. From velocity to acceleration, you've got to differentiate. And then, yeah, so if you're going backwards, you've got to integrate. So I think in question E today, we'll be doing going backwards. And at that time, you'd have to actually integrate. So that's how you know with kinematics whether you're differentiating or not. See, stream, that's all good. They have given an equation which is a distance equation, and we're asked to give velocity streams. Oh, sorry, just trying. Oh, you're just kind of helping out. 990. Oh no, I don't use OBS. I'm actually using XSplit, which I've not seen this before. Yeah, strange. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Any other questions with this one before we move on? All right, let's go to the next question then. What do we got? Check 222. That's all good. 23. Yep, we're good. All right, guys. So next question here. We've got question D. And what do we got? Okay, so I will give you guys, how much time should I give you guys? I'm gonna give you guys about 2.5 minutes, so it's 8:22. I'll actually go through the answer at 8:24:30. That's about 2.5 minutes. By the way, this question is an excellence question, so yeah, this be careful with this, because this question here is actually not a kinematics question. This is just like a normal question, but they just kind of put V in there to kind of like be annoying. Zenfi, I remember that. What was it? I was kind of started following one of the meme channels in Instagram, and like I remember seeing that, you know, everybody getting ready for kinematics question, and then they go to level 2 paper and only see like 2 kinematics questions, or even, was it 1 kinematics question? I can't remember. About time, 22. Oh, I do have time. T. All right, have a go at this, and then I'll come back and I'll go through this question. Yeah. Is the 100 kilometers important? Fuel. I don't think the 100 kilometers is important here. It's just a bit of a distraction for you, I believe. Yeah, it's a context question, just kind of distract you, as I say. You know, it's so interesting, right? Like doing tutorials with level 2s and level 3s. It's just it's so much more just, it's chilled, it's calm, it's not like chat is like super quiet and just people are like kind of like just going through one question at a time and just asking when necessary. Level 1 MCAT is just like, man, it's crazy. All right, so what we have in the situation is we've got, you know, like let's just forget all the words here, and I'm talking to Sid here. Forget all the words and let's actually look at what's actually given to us. All right, so I mean, this is a really good way to kind of decode it, right? So the first thing is we've actually got F here. is a function here, and it actually says the fuel consumption is F. All right, and what's the next thing? It says the fuel consumption, show that the fuel consumption is minimum. So that means we've got to actually figure out what at when F dash of I guess this is V is equal to 0. Gambling, all of my live streams are saved, and you can watch it within like a minute of straight away after I stop streaming. It just gets saved as a video straight away, so you don't have to worry about kind of getting it somewhere. Yeah, so that's the part, right? Now the other part that's really important in this case is they've actually kind of put something, this minimum, in bold. Now when they do that, that usually is telling you that they want you to do an extra step to show that it's minimum. They don't just want you to find the minimum, they actually want you to kind of show it. So what we're going to do is we're going to differentiate this F first. So F is equal to 16 minus 0.2V plus V squared over 250. So F dash of V is equal to negative 0.2 plus 2V over 250. Tejas, Panda. I'm going to call you Panda. It's just easier at the moment. Yeah, according to this one, it's supposedly an excellence question, which I think it'll be a little bit more complicated in 2023. But at this particular junction, yeah, this is definitely an E question at the moment. So we want to know, first they're saying that show that this is minimum when V is equal to 25. So remember that you can always say that F dash of V is equal to 0 for minimum or maximum. All right, because remember, as long as the turning point is 0, that's usually, it means that it's a minimum or a maximum. Yeah, Cozy, I could get rid of it. I could actually write it as 1 over 125. The truth is it doesn't matter because eventually it kind of cancels out anyway. So I'm going to put down a 0 is equal to negative 0.2 plus 2V over 250. But just because Cozy really doesn't like that 250, I'm going to get rid of that and just write that as V over 125. So the next point is I need to figure out what V is equal to. So I'm going to rearrange. I've got 0.2, which becomes a positive. So let me just move that 0.2 here is equal to V over 125. And then I could say that V is equal to 0.2 multiplied by 125. And of course, when I do this in the calculator, I am going to get V is equal to 25, I guess, kilometers per hour. So I think if you are able to get up to this point, this is worth a merit, and I think it is achieved just differentiating. Finding expression for F dash is worth achieved. Bradley, no worries, you're welcome. We got that. Can you show me how to do this in the calculator too, please? 9, I don't think you need to do this in the calculator. You can just use double differentiation, and I think this is something that's super useful, guys. Now I don't know why, but in like some level 2 calculus classes they don't actually cover this. I think it's because it comes in level 3, and it's super easy, rather than trying to do like the curves and stuff like that. I don't know what the F means. Oh, Jaden, I think it's because you're in level 1. Hamza, it's because when we have a turning point, you know, your turning point could look like this or it could look like this, and at both of those points your gradient is going to be 0, and that's what I kind of said that. So F dash of V is equal to 0 for minimum or maximum, because that's the turning point right there. Now as for the double differentiation is super useful. Now if you find and I'm gonna do just like a generic one. So in a generic one, what you have is F double dash of X If it's greater than 0, then we actually call this a minimum. And if f double dash of x is less than 0, have I got this wrong? Have I stuffed this up? Hang on a minute. Greater than 0 is minimum. Yeah, less than 0 is maximum. Sorry, yeah, that's right, that's right. That's what happens when I haven't actually done in a while. But so this is exceptionally useful to kind of have in your, when you're trying to prove something, whether it's a minimum or a maximum. All right. So if you look at this, you've got f dash of v. Now f dash of v is equal to negative 0.2 plus v over 125. So if I double differentiate this, I get f double dash of v is equal to 1 over 125. All right, because a negative 0.2 is going to become 0, and then you've got just that 1 over 125 left. And then you can say, since f double dash of v is greater than 0, and you can kind of just say, because it's greater than 0, therefore it is a minimum point. Or minimum, yeah, so it's a minimum, I guess you can call it minimum point, doesn't really matter. Now this justification here is super important, because this justification is going to get you an excellence. So a tip for you guys is this: when you have any of these calculus questions, and sometimes they say prove that it's a minimum or prove that it's a maximum, double differentiating will always help you guys with that. You could still do the parabola, like you could say, oh, you know, if you look at the gradient before this point is positive, blah blah blah. You could do all of those things if you want to, but the easiest one, and plus it's a what do you call it, almost 100% sure that it's going to work out, is doing the double differentiation. And so that pink box, if you have not seen that before, take it down. If you have seen it before, then definitely make sure you use it, because that is going to save you a lot of time than trying to do anything else. Don't worry, Jacob, that your plane should be flying past mine very soon. What else have I missed here? I'm going to leave this question up here, like just in case if people have any questions. I'll put up a few line numbers. So feel free to ask if there's any kind of questions right there. Yes, that's absolutely right, Bradley. If a double derivative is equal to 0, I mean, in some cases they say it's a point of inflection, but then in some cases, I think there's, is there some special cases where it can? No, I don't think so. I need to think about it again. Let's have a look. Are you Indian by any chance? Yes, I am. Are you going to do more calc levels? Yes, Anjay, later on, but Hasnullah is right. You know, I got to do a few level 3s. Now, anti-shafter, this one would be like the lower, like, you know, I think the excellence questions are a lot more challenging nowadays. I've got no idea what that is, Wabs. I need to actually start Googling things now. Well, yeah, I did. If you're talking about Pepatoy, Yasmin, I did. I was never taught double diff. Do you have any specialized video on it? I do. I have it in my level 3 differentiation calculus videos. Like if you go have a look, there's a couple of good little sections on it. Don't Google it. Oh, serious, Bhargav. I didn't know that you were actually at Babatoy. Now, level 3 calculus is a lot more fun. All right, guys. Any other questions with this before we move on? You know, I gotta be honest. It's like every now and then I get this thing. What can I show you guys? Check this out. It's like, now would be a good time to insert ads. Creators earn more. Yeah, whatever. Uh, 9, I would absolutely say yes. Hang on, I kind of missed a couple of questions there, but I'm gonna go back. Get on, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Elijah, are you doing algebra live stream later on? What do you think about the 4 years up the was? I'm hoping. Is there algebra? Yes. So it's yes, 9. 9th year. It's definitely easier to get merit by actually attempting harder excellence questions, because there's a lot of quality kind of grades that they actually put in there. So it's very, very easy to get merit from attempting excellence questions. Hamza, I'm just going through question 1 today, and then I'll do question 2 the next time, and 3 and so on. Rice, I'm not giving an ad. It's a waste of time. Unless, no, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I'm not wasting my time with the ads. Hey, look, if you guys are like finding algebra a challenge, my suggestion to you guys is this. Now, in there's a crazy little hidden playlist in my channel somewhere called Mathemic Level 2. It does lot of like I spent like nearly about 14 there's like 14-hour videos, I think, all up. There's about 14 hours of video, but it pretty much covers everything you need to know for algebra. And I've, you know, listening to guys, there is a lot of guys that have actually said to me, like, watching that particular video, they've actually kind of, you know, been helped a lot with that thing. So if you do want it, just give me a reminder, and I'll chuck it up to put it up there. All right, so let's actually do the next question. I think we are getting slightly off topic, but this is going to be the last question for the night, which is this one here. Lovely kinematics question. Someone asked me before earlier, how do we know when to integrate or differentiate? So remember, acceleration to velocity to distance. When you're going backwards, you've got to integrate. Tejas, I do. In all honesty, I do, but it's just like, I just feel a bit weird putting on an ad right now in the middle when we're trying to work. Yeah, Bradley, check out Mr. Weebly. He's pretty solid with his physics. I went through some of his work, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Oh, sorry, Rice, I missed your question. I'm glad Hasnullah answered it for you. Yeah, you can actually. It's basically whatever question you answer at the highest level is your final mark. So guys, I'm gonna give you guys maybe about 3.5 to 4 minutes for this question, and then I'll actually go through it. All right. See you, Bhargav. Oh, don't get me wrong, Bhargav. I'll probably have one more visit to come and see Mr. Santos. Tomorrow's Friday, man. I'm gonna chill out. I think I literally was waiting till today, but I get a feeling I'm gonna get sick in the next couple of days. Hence the tea and a lot of water. Tomorrow's Friday, isn't it? See you, Bhargav. Paloma, there's some of my old stuff. I think I won't be doing any of the new tables equations till after the MCAT is over. Um, hmm. Right, Sid. Now, absolutely. I know how you were thinking from the previous question, so I can definitely help you out here. Now, remember, there is the answer a negative? I don't think so. I don't think you can have a negative answer for distance unless it's a displacement. No, the answer is not a negative one. Marcus, yes. As I said, like I'll do one question if we have time at the end of this, for doing those kind of reverse graphs one. I'm surprised that MCAT is 3 hours. I thought it was supposed to be 1 hour only, but good luck, Geo's Lonely. I'm glad to have helped. So Sid, your question that you had was like, right, you need to integrate, right? Now, just do that first. So guys, I'm going to start working on this question, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to actually expand the brackets here. So quarter times 20 is 5. And then quarter times minus t is minus t over 4. So now the reason, Sid, why I asked you to integrate is because when you integrate, you're going to have to start kind of going, well, I've done this, what's my next step? And then you kind of go, well, I've done this, what's my next step? Right? So the first real important thing is, well, we know we have to integrate from acceleration to velocity and then from velocity to distance. So I'm going to integrate this, and when I integrate this, I'm going to get 5t minus t squared, and that's divided by 4 times the new power, which is 2, and of course don't forget your plus c. So when we do this, we're going to get velocity is equal to 5t minus t squared over 8 plus c. All right, now if you were to do this part, expression for v, oh wow, no, I don't think you're going to get anything yet. But here's the thing though, you need to figure out what c is. Now, is there anything that tells you about the velocity of the train at any given time? There is. It's the very first line, because at the very first line it actually tells you that the train starts from rest. What does this mean? It actually means when t is equal to 0, when it's at rest, the velocity is equal to 0. All right. Now this is really important because sometimes they don't actually write this in bold or anything like that. They just put that right at the start. So whenever you see the words when, rest, initially, these are things that's telling you that when t is equal to 0, something is actually happening. So because when t is equal to 0, what we can do is we could actually substitute it into the velocity function, and we are going to get pretty much, we got 0 equals to 0 plus c, therefore c is equal to 0. So velocity function is 5t minus t squared over 8. Now this is the first part of this question that you need to get an achieved. Now the next part is we got the velocity function. So that means, why is it 4 times 2? Well, it's 4 times 2 is because we've got to divide by the new power. Remember, t has a power of 1. So whenever we integrate, we've got to add 1 to the power and then divide it by the new power. Bradley, you could do that, but I think you should be able to do that because I just get into the habit of just doing this because just in case there's something that happens that I miss. 12QQ12, I hope I answered that question. So then we've got velocity. Velocity is equal to 5t minus t squared over 8. So the distance formula is integration of this, which is going to be 5t squared divided by the new power minus t to the power of 3 divided by 8 times 3, which is the new power, plus c. Now, Tejas, this is definitely an excellence. Yeah, it is. It is right, you see. It is quite an easy paper. But anyway, we also know because it's starting from rest, we can also say that t is equal to 0, s is equal to 0. And because of that, we can say 0 is equal to, this is going to become 0 minus 0 plus c. C is equal to 0. Therefore, s is equal to 5t squared over 2 minus t cubed over 24. So at this point, we want to figure out what s of 30 is. So we've got 5 times 30 squared over 2 minus 30 cubed over 24. Chuck that in the calculator, and then we should be good to go. So 2.5 times 900 minus 30 to the power of 3 divided by 24. So you should get an answer of 1125. So grades wise, I think, you know, I know nowadays it's probably like, this will probably be like a merit, but back then this was actually an E question and this was a merit part. Where is it? T to the power, where did I go? T to the power, okay. So Hamza, what you had was, because you have t to the power of 4, remember that t has a power of 1. So what we have to do is whenever we integrate, we actually add 1 to the power and then we divide by the new power. And the new power in this case is actually this entire thing, which is 1 plus 1. And because there's already a 4 there, you've got to multiply it with that 1 plus 1. So this is the same thing as saying t squared over 4 times 2, which is then t squared over 8. No probs. Yeah, I think you know, when I think about the 2012 papers, it was like some of the questions were just like, man, they were like, give me excellences, right? Now I'm just going to do that one last question, which is drawing from a curve, like a gradient curve to normal curve, like going from f dash of x to f of x. Krish, I think kind of mentioned this earlier, like, you know, if you're doing with kinematics, when you're going backwards from acceleration, velocity, and distance, you're integrating. Because it's kind of like this, you know, if you think about speed, right? Speed is change in distance over change in time. That's differentiating because you're looking at like, if you think about it like the gradient is like change in y over change in x. So it's kind of like that idea. So if you kind of can understand that, then that might actually help you go a long way. Bradley, I know some folks have actually tried that. It does work because some of the physics formulas are actually, you know, if you differentiate or integrate, you're actually working with I think if you guys remember that equation, like, I don't do physics, I could be completely wrong about this. If I remember correctly, was it VF equals Is it AT plus VI? I can't remember. Is it something like that? VF equals VI. Yeah, there you go. Like, if you think about it, like VI is kind of like the, yeah, you can actually differentiate and integrate, and you end up with like these equations. I'll have to play around with it later, but anyway, look, the last like, you guys don't have any other questions with this, right? Because I want to do that graph one real quickly. Oh, you have. There you go, Sukneet. Yeah, VI is like C, because that's like the initial velocity. So it's like when t is equal to 0, that's what your C value is, which is the same as VI. Pretty much, Krish. I think it is. Mechanics is just like maths, so except you got the formulas. Yep, sweet. Thanks, Jashan. Backbow not this week, but hopefully next week. All right, guys. Look, I just want to do this last question, and then I've got one favor from you to ask, but then after that I'll pack it up. So basically, this is I'm going to do first f of x, and then I'm going to do f dash of x. All right, so let's say we get a curve that looks, I don't know, something like this. All right, that's f of x. Now, what's really important is you actually you have to have a ruler for this to work. So what I'm going to do is wherever the turning point is, now the turning point is somewhere here and here that's marked in yellow. I need to make sure that it's kind of lined up. I know this is not a pretty graph here, but you guys are getting as long as you get the idea, that's the most important thing. So what this is telling me is this differentiated graph is going to go through these 2 points. Yeah, I think Elijah, you'll be fine for that. All right, you'll be fine. I think you could use your potentially your student ID card, but yeah. And then what you have to do is you have to have a look at what's happening before this point. Now, is the ruler pointing down? If the ruler is pointing down, that means your gradient is negative. Ruler is pointing up between these 2 points. That means your gradient is positive. Ruler is pointing down. That means your gradient is negative. We're going to actually put that down here. So it's like negative, positive, negative. So when we look at our differentiated graph, because everything before, I'm going to put a green line here. So between the green zone and the blue line, the curve is actually positive, which means it's going to look like this. And before the green line, the gradient is negative. That means it's going to look like this. After the blue line, the gradient is negative. So it's going to look like this. All right. A really good idea to do is to kind of remember your basic graphs. This is it's something it's a negative cubic. And because it's a negative cubic, when I differentiate it, I'm going to get a negative parabola. So that's to kind of start it off with, right? Now, what if you were doing it the other way? So if you're doing it the other way, and let's say you have a graph that looks like this. Maybe not there. Let's go here. And I need to draw this kind of in a roughly the same shape. So here, what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm going to take my ruler. Now the turning point is there. So I'm kind of take my highlighter here and just draw like a rough line. Then I've got another turning point here. So with the integration version of it, so if I actually have f dash of x and I want to draw f of x, I'm going backwards. All right, with going backwards, again, think about it like this. This is x squared graph. When you integrate x squared graph, you're going to get x to the power of 3 over 3. The shape that you're going to get is something that looks like this. All right. Now, here's the thing. They don't really penalize you for going backwards. So you could actually have a graph that looks like this. You could have a graph that, as long as one of the turning points is on that green line and the blue line, then you're good to go. But sometimes they actually tell you this. This equation has a y-intercept at, I don't know, like minus a positive 7. If they say something like this, they might say like y-intercept is plus 7. If that's the case, then what you need to do is just make sure your graph actually goes through 7. So it could look like this. All right, and as long as those turning points are on that blue and green line, then you are pretty much good to go there for that. Look, we'll actually spend like a bit of a session on this later on. Like I've got like a Desmos activity where we can all kind of jump on and do it at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But like we can actually do a few more later on. Looking at chat, TP for the parabola be on the y-axis. Would the turning point for the parabola be on the y-axis? No, the turning point for the, when you say parabola on the y-axis, I'm not sure I understand that question, Emmy. I missed that question. Positive cubic. Yep, you got that, Sid. Hello, cubes. Now all good, Jashan. Complex roots. 9TO, I'm not sure of it. I've never actually tried it. Now Sid, I've got to call it, man, because I've got a I think I've got one more job to do tonight. I've got a bit of a sign to finish off tonight. So that's pretty much us for today. What was I going to say? Look, I know this was something that this kind of came up very last minute. And if you guys have, like, you know, I've always kind of, how do I say it? Like, some people ask me, it's like, you do this, what can we do? What can we do to help? I was going to say, look, I had this really crazy idea. And if you think it's worth this crazy idea, I asked the kind of like the level 1 guys to kind of mess around with it. This thing actually closes. It closes tonight. Would love to see Infinity Plus 1 somewhere there. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, so if you guys got a couple of minutes, go in there and yeah, just go in there and drop a couple of sentences. I'd love it. Link, yep, I'll post the link. Here's the link, and I'll chuck my name up there if you've forgotten. I think, and Manukau, based in Manukau, because you guys can hear the planes all the time. And we were just joking around, like it would be crazy to see Infinity Plus 1 up in it. Sure thing, Raid. the link is there, mate. Here's the link, and then the name is there. I think I've come under the Manukau region. But yeah, that's pretty much me for today, guys. Look, I really appreciate your time. And if there are any Papatoetoe high school guys still on, loved today. I really enjoyed myself. I'm still waiting for some nice photos so I can actually put that up. I've got some photos, but it's like it's a bit yeah, all over the place. There's no tags in this video. All right, I might actually have to put that too. It's all right, Ray. That's absolutely fine. I think, you know, this is just for like a little bit of a good thing. Algebra, Bradley, I will be doing it. Like, I think once the MCAT is over in about 12 days, we will actually Auckland, Bradley, Auckland, Manukau, whatever you want to put that in there. Oh, it's the same link, Krish. It's the same link. Teacher at Ormiston, yeah, Ormiston Junior College. Year 8s and 9s. Thanks, Bradley. Appreciate it, man. All right. Oh, got to deal with that later. Nope, can do that later. Oh, that one. What? Let's see. Basically, I was thinking this one. That one there. Local hero. Why not? It'd be cool. It'd be cool if we could. No, no, no. Definitely not that. Jeez. Senior of the year would be hilarious because it's like that would be a good laugh too. Nah, there's some amazing guys that are doing some work here, right? Like I've got a long, long way. Will I wear a cape? Sure, I should actually make like an Infinity Plus One cape, right? That should be the next thing I do. I thought it was actually your guys. Now I think their phone number, if known. So it's you don't have to actually know my number, only if you know it. Feel free to throw the email address I actually have on here, guys. Like I usually put my email address here. I did, Zong. I gave out like 10 t-shirts. I think we're gonna be up to 35k, so I got to do another 5 t-shirts. I think it's gonna come very close. Super chat button, is it gone? I thought it was down there somewhere. I can see it. Nah, Krish, I think the phone number, if you don't know, you can just leave it as it is. I don't think it matters. I think it says if you know only. That's alright. No, please don't. Please don't. Man, I love going to my school. Like I really enjoy my school. Like I get to do so many fun things there. No. I guess it's Auckland then, Bradley. I've never actually had a look at it. Eunice, I'm not gonna lie. Like, look, you've you got a pretty cool teacher. I think it's just you come here. When you come here, you're ready to learn, and that's why you kind of pick up things. No, nine. I did apply for it for this year. I didn't think I'd get it, and I don't think I applied for it fully. Region, you can just put Auckland. Nominee's name is nominee's name. That's just my name. Sid, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything I did in uni. I got a degree in maths, but I can't remember what I did in university. The only reason I remember stuff that I did in year 7 calculus is because I'm actually still teaching it. Nine, if I remember correctly, I think you can appeal. There's a fee for it. Look, I might be completely wrong about this one, but I think if you are correct, they refund it, but if it's not correct, they get to keep the money or something like that. I would actually take the paper to your teachers first just to double check before actually putting it through, because it does cost money. Sure thing, Cubes. Where are you at? I mean, if you're in Auckland, yeah, sure, why not? Should should I come to school tomorrow? I'm actually looking forward to next week. Oh, it's a tricky one, Yusuf. It's a real tricky one. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, I think I did that once when back in my year 7, because not year 7, I think, what is it, form 7, so year 13. I was like, I don't want to go to school today because I know I'd actually do more work at home. Marcus, no, I don't teach commerce. I have my own business, but I don't teach commerce. Gabriel, are the level 1 MCAT questions kind of similar? They always try to mix it up. Thing is, as long as they don't have that crazy pizza chicken question, I think I'll be alright. Elijah, again, like, see, like I've had kids come to me and say, look, I've got this project due and I need to get this done. I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, I'm not going to be sitting there kind of stopping them from doing that work. I don't know, Zongzina. Like, I know the last time I went to one of their rugby games was 4 years ago. Sukhneet, nothing. It was just, I think they changed the levels. So it was like Form 1 was year 7. And then Form 7 was like year 13. But they just changed it to like a singles. In 2001, I think they changed it. 90. I don't think there's a prediction, because it's like, I mean, the polls are telling the story enough. Sandbox, no, I know they did it. They did the ICAS, but I haven't actually seen the, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to see the questions. Yes, 9TO. Thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder of old people use form. Lordy Lord. Appreciate it, Jashan. Thank you so much. Best tips for exam? I would say past papers, hands down. All right, particularly like, see, at the moment I only do videos for like NCEA papers, right? For you guys have access to, I mean, if you ask your teachers, they give you access to like other papers. Just get those other papers, see if you can get access to it, and just practice papers. Now, one of the biggest things I'd say to people is like, sometimes they practice papers and then they kind of stop. Like, they do it once and they go, oh, I don't know how to do it, I'm not going to do that paper again. Like, you gotta repeat, you gotta rinse and repeat that paper, so you get used to that question and you look at that question and you go, oh yeah, I remember this question, I did this like 700 times in those papers, and you just, it becomes like automatic for you. So you just look at that question and you go, yep, I know how to do this, bang, you just get that out of the way within like a couple of minutes. Or you look at a question and you go, okay, no, that's definitely, I'm not gonna mess around with it. No worries, Rice, have a good one, man. Or whatever your pronoun is. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to that. School papers are, Eunice. School papers generally are, and I think it's they're meant to be hard to kind of give you guys a good little wake up call. Right, getting excellence is not all it, man. Like, especially at MCAT, like, don't stress too much about it. It's not till you get to like level 3 and then you kind of start competing. Hey, Talia. All right, appreciate it, 9TO. Drink for the cup of tea for you. Now, Yusuf, do the mocks, but also do the other papers as well. Like, just keep practicing those papers. That's the most important thing. I still don't get this. Like, what's with the shout outs for people? It's like, is it like, I mean, yes, Robert, I can see your name. How are you going, Robert? What am I supposed to do? Esha, I'm not gonna lie, masala chai, man. Like I love it. It's a good chai. All right, a little bit of milk. And yesterday I actually had a filter coffee after a very long time, and that was really good. MSTEM, that is crazy to hear. Which school are you from, MSTEM? NCEA, I think there is a rule about drinks being clear drinks. What do you reckon, Sid? Should we do it? Because I've never done it during holidays. I don't mind. I mean, if people like, even if 10 people show up, I'll happily do it. Long Bay, wow, MSTEM. That, yeah, no, it's. I trying to think. Do I know any people there? I know I've met a couple of teachers there. Gabriel, I don't think there's a limit. Like, I think it's good practice to kind of just see how many ever papers you can get. But I do know, Gabriel, that the anything like about 5 years ago, anything older than 5 years, the question papers tend to be a little bit easier. So just be aware of it. So you might be like feeling confident about it, doing questions from like 5 years ago, and then going, oh wow, okay, this is different. Oh, Sukneet, appreciate it, man. But you honestly, guys, you don't need to do any of this. Just enjoy the conversation. All right, so that's settled. We'll do it in the holidays. We'll actually work through the holidays then. 9 to nah, I coffee is in the morning for me, like not in the nighttime. Studying for MCAT, Christopher. If you go to my homepage on my YouTube, like literally the first section is all to do with MCAT. Like, I think I will guarantee it. If you start watching those videos now, you won't actually finish everything that I've created for you guys for MCAT. Like, I guarantee it, because there's no way you'd finish all those videos. I think I know that teacher, Zon. I'm sure it's a teacher. Happy to help, Zunab. Cubes. I'm terrible at concerts. Like, I've not actually gone to a concert in like, God, how many years? It's ridiculous. Bhavya, you're not from Papatoya, are you? Are you from a different school? Nah, Mocha for me, right? Oh, Krish, we've been doing Fall Guys, Krish. Like, we've been playing a lot of Fall Guys, my boy and me. He did want to play Minecraft, and I had some issues, but I'm gonna surprise him for his birthday. We're gonna get like the actual Minecraft and not the education edition. And we have been talking about building a massive world. He wants you guys to join and jump on and help us make this kind of like big world, which he's got these ideas. So that'd be pretty interesting to do that. Oh, Epsom, yeah. Yeah, Bhavya. I know quite a few folks from there. Jay, I'm down in Ormiston. Nah, Esha, I do masala chai. It's like and it's got to be on hot milk as well. uh, done not. Jashan, I think it was. I'm struggling to listen to new music at the moment, partially because, whoa, what the hell was that? Gonna have to missed all of that. Let's just put that person in timeout for a while. Where is it? Nah, Chubby Ninja speak Tamil. Bhavya, look, I'll happily pop over, but I think I need, like, just let your teachers know. They know how to get in touch with me. It would be lovely to come and have a chat to people. Wellington, not so much. I did, like, as I was in Wellington for a conference a few years ago, and I met a few teachers then. But at that time, no one knew me as Infinity Plus One. I was just a normal teacher. Oh, no worries, Chalayo. 12QQ12. I didn't realize you were at OSC. I mean, if you come across and if you ask for Subhash, you know I'm pretty much having a ball in my place. Say hi to him, Eunice. I do know him, so good man, good man. Music review. Jacob Millie, that's actually not a bad idea. Maybe I should become like a Takura teacher, because then I can still kind of do this thing later on. Ever been to Timaru? No, never been to Timaru. What do you think about Cambridge Maths as a year 11? Look, I looked through some of the Cambridge stuff. I was like, you know, I enjoy it because it's like it's a good challenge. Avondale, I do, but Suknate, unfortunately, like I can't. I remember their faces, but I can't remember their names, unfortunately. No, Christopher, no, I don't have any axes. Yeah, Jay, I've been doing this for 10 years. We actually celebrated our 10-year anniversary like last month, a couple of months ago, and I gave out like 10 t-shirts. At 35k subs, I'm giving out like another 5 t-shirts. Oh, sure, Jacob, go for it. Like, you know, I'm happy to help out. I mean, I don't really need like anything here, but if anybody wants to jump on live, yeah, go for it. Right. That's I think you already know the answer to that. Enjoy, Jashin. CubeZan, what are your thoughts on stats? Ask the Papatoy kids. They'll tell you my secret for stats. See you, Jashin. Look, Suknate, we're going to be doing another 5. I think... How can you be eligible to get the t-shirts? What's my subscriber at? I thought it was at 32 something. Yeah, 32.5. So at 35,000, I'm doing another 5 t-shirts. So Christopher, I enjoy it because it's I know that it's my way of giving back to the community. I love doing the live streams, you know, just having these, like today I can't even believe I've been talking for the last 20 minutes. Part of me was like, come on, Smash, shut it down, go to sleep, but you know, it's good chats. Power equations at level 1. Gabriel, what I would suggest to you, Gabriel, is I will give you a link. So Gabriel, go check that link out. In that link, there is a lot of, all my live tutorials have been classified with, sorted with levels. So it should actually work out. Sid, this is what it means to me. Is it actually going to pop up? Hang on, let me just see. Is it? Yes, it is. Yes, it's showing. It's kind of weird playing up. There we go. That's better. That's staying there. Jay, I do. I spent the afternoon today there and talking to some kids, signing calculators, photographs, taking selfies. It was good fun. See you, Nine Toe. Have a good one. Krish, I do have a store. I think my link is there somewhere in my channel. You can have a look at it. Yusuf, to put it simply, I've failed a lot in my life. So if I don't get any desired results, then it's all right. I just keep chipping away, man. Right? You don't really need to do that, man. Like, all right, guys. Look, I'm gonna call it for the night. I've still got to do a couple of more things. enjoy your evenings and enjoy your weekend. I might actually play a bit of Fall Guys on Sunday with my boy. If not, I will catch you guys next week with the better schedule. All right, so I'll try and do like one level 2 and one level 3, and then till then, take care, guys. Have a good night. Stay safe, and yeah, once again, massive shout out to the Papatoy guys for actually hosting me today, and just yeah, good feels. All right, catch you later. Bye bye.